In this episode, we're giving you the tools and framework you need to stop second guessing your intuition. We give you tips and tricks, but also discuss the maybe surprising reason why it's so easy to second guess your intuition.
Let's talk about what intuition really is.
Let's look at all the places intuition and ego show up in your life.
Let's share honestly.
Let's do the research.
I'm Jamie Hayhurst.
I'm Heather Wood.
This is the Intuitive Girl's Guide.
This episode will play uninterrupted after a brief message from our sponsors. You know what goes great with podcast listening?
A great cup of coffee from a great coffee shop. Restoration Coffee. Can we go?
Yeah, check them out and visit restoration-coffee.com. Hey Jay.
Hey.
We are talking today about how to stop second guessing your intuition.
It's a much asked question.
We get this a lot, and I have always been, this will shock you. I'm a bit of a deep thinker.
Yes, you've ruminated on this.
I'm also working on my negative self-talk because my therapist is making me.
Good, as
And
she should.
she says that, like, you can't just take it down a notch. Like, for example, instead of calling myself stupid, I'd call myself silly. She's like, that's still negative
Agreed.
self-talk.
Agreed.
So I'm trying to say, instead of being an overthinker, I'm a deep thinker, which covers overthinking.
That's a good reframe.
But I'm not.
You're not self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Right.
That could be its own topic, to be honest with you, because I find self-deprecation to be a way to present myself to people in a softer way.
Yes.
I'm not saying that's correct or appropriate.
Agreed. I do this.
But it's like when you are a big personality,
yeah.
it sort of works to sort of, hey, like I'm a big personality. People perceive me as very confident. So just so you know, I don't take myself too serious. There's some element of that does work.
Yeah, there's also like a shifting of the attention. It's like it's like a distraction technique. That's how I use it.
You also use humor with it, so people can't kind of like counteract it very well. And because people are laughing, and then you move on too quickly, and it's like
a bait and switch out of the conversation.
Yeah, you could do a master class on that element. It's very amusing. Yeah, but whatever. I mean, I'm digressing a little bit, but the reason I'm saying that I'm a deep thinker is because I've been wondering how to approach this topic, because this is one of those things that the reason that you are second guessing yourself or second guessing your intuition is different than mine and yours. Like everyone's is unique to them and their life experience and how they feel about themselves and all of that.
Right.
Why do you think, because I think this is an interesting question, why do you think so many people ask this question specifically? They're not asking about second guessing their ego. They're not second guessing their intellect. They're second guessing their intuition. Why do you think that's the question?
I mean, normally I would say that it's because they're feeling a push from their intuition, and their intuition is actively like trying to communicate with them. It would be a sign for me that they actually are listening to their intuition.
Yes.
But then they've been taught or programmed to not listen to it or not trust it or to expect it to look one way, but it looks another, you know.
And that brings up a very important point, is that the people who ask that question are very in touch with their intuition.
Exactly.
They might not be following it. They might not be understanding what to do with that information, or they might be sort of stumbling when they're trying to incorporate it. But that's not a question that people who aren't feeling a lot of intuition are going to ask.
Absolutely not.
Because there's nothing to second guess.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, or likely they just don't know what that is that's happening to them.
Right.
Okay. So there's that. I agree. Like, this is a highly intuitive person. They're hearing it or feeling it or seeing it, but they're not, it's the next step where they're having trouble.
Right.
I think that another thing that leads to this being a tough thing for people is that you are not taught how to use your intuition.
No.
You are taught how to use your intellect. And then you are mistaught how to use fear.
True.
Okay. And when it comes to intuition, you're told a lot of like, either it's evil or spooky or scary or elite.
Fake.
or fake or like the,
Right.
So you don't have any tools here except for whatever you've formed from your own experiences. And likely you have been taught that your intuition is something that can be right or it can be wrong. And if you apply that, I can see why you wouldn't think that, because your intuition doesn't care about being right or wrong.
Right. And I think
it's not a concept for it.
Right. And also, like, even if you are like open to the idea of intuition, you probably don't understand the relationship between intuition and ego.
Correct.
And so, like, the intuition is coming through, but then your ego is starting to speak up because of the fears that you have built around using your intuition, but you don't understand that.
Exactly.
So, like, you think that these doubtful thoughts are also your intuition.
Exactly.
And so then you're like, well, which is it? Is it this first stream of thinking or the second stream?
Or you think that second stream that you're referring to, which is your ego, that's fear, you think that is the second guessing.
Right.
Which it is not.
No, it's not.
Okay, so let's just give them a brief explanation of intuition and ego. And
you should write a book on this.
I did. Funny you should mention it. More information coming soon.
Told you I'd be able to lob it.
I know you. I know you would. You'll keep doing it too. I'm sure. I also just want to say that we have many episodes that go in depth into this that you can go back and listen to if you're sort of new to this idea.
Yes, many episodes.
We say it all the time. Okay. So put simply, your intuition is your desire. It's your feelings. It is speaking to dead grandma or having like a divine whispering in your ear or download. It's all of those things. But those are all like subsets of the main thing, which is your desire, what you want, how you want to feel. That's what your intuition is. Right. Your ego its job is to keep you safe. So it uses fear. So it's always trying to, tell you, oh, that thing your desire wants. Here's a list of shit that we think could go wrong based on anything that's ever happened to you in your life.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's what's happening to you. And they are meant to work as a team.
Right.
Both of these things are important information.
Together. Right.
One doesn't cancel out the other.
Correct.
One doesn't win over the other. You consider both.
They should both be informing your decisions.
Yes. Okay. They are both wise counselors.
Correct.
That you should listen to.
Correct.
They appear differently. You don't hear or see or experience them the same way. And you are familiar with both of these things. They are not, like you like to say, this isn't a movie. Right. Okay, this is your life.
It's not the Sixth Sense, right?
It's not. So experiencing your intuition is very normal for you because it's always been
a part of you.
And same with fear. Okay, so these are not like otherworldly experiences. Can they be? Sure thing. But how it's applying to what we're talking about today, it's going to feel very normal. It's going to feel just like part of your day. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to like start to float.
No, it's just starting to be more aware of the thoughts you're having and the feelings you're having, and being able to differentiate what's motivating those different things is where you're going to find that.
Yes, exactly right. So a lot of times when people are saying they're second guessing their intuition, the first thing I want to know is if you actually understand what your intuition is, how it operates, what it's doing, and what your fear is, how it operates and what it's doing. Because I would say 9 out of 10 times, that's the problem.
Agreed.
A misunderstanding, misinformation about what that process is like.
Right.
The next thing you're going to look at, like I said, your intuition does not care about being right or wrong. So like to say like my intuition led me down the wrong path, it is not actually a sentence that makes any sense. No. There is no right or wrong path. I know you want there to be. Yep. So do I.
Agreed.
Okay.
It'd be easier.
Yeah, I would like to like feel this like buzzing in my chest when I look at the correct path or the door to walk through and walk through it. Right. But all you're going to feel is desire. You're going to feel a lot of feelings, and then followed by that, you're going to feel a lot of fear, and then you're going to make a decision, because ultimately what you're looking for is how to feel, how you want to feel, what you want to experience in your life. And so ultimately you probably want to experience all the paths. All the paths will lead you to the same place because they're all a circle.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
you just have to walk down the one that you think you'll experience the most desire and the most joy on, and know that it's going to also suck.
Yep.
There's no path that's easy and happy and everything's good on it.
No, there's no perfect path.
No. I said this to someone the other day, and they thought it was like the best / worst motivational sentence ever, is that it's going to be awesome and it's going to be terrible.
Exactly.
Everything you're going to do. Both.
Right. Yeah.
But
life.
we heap these expectations onto ourselves that we have to make the exact right choice.
No, because we've been taught that intuition is this like foretelling, like this premonition. It's this thing that we can see in advance. So we think that if we master our intuition, we'll be able to make all of the quote unquote right choices.
Because you predicted the future correctly.
Because we know what's right. We know where we're supposed to end up. And so we'll avoid all of the conflict and the problems and the issues.
Yes.
The problem with that is that that's not how it works.
No. That's like when people say to me, I bet you can all picture the exact type of person who says this to me when I say it, because you probably heard it too. And it doesn't matter, you'll know. Okay. They say, oh, well, if you're so intuitive, how come you've never won the lottery?
Oh, yeah, it's dumb.
First of all, how do you know I haven't won the lottery?
True.
Sir.
True.
Because it was always a man who says that. I also make a comment if I have ripped jeans on. Pick a different thing to say.
Yes.
No, I didn't do this out in the field. It's called fashion.
Yeah, look it up.
Right. Okay. Anyways, that was a tangent. But that question alone is like someone just saying, I have no idea what intuition is.
Exactly.
And so I usually say to them, what do you think intuition is, and how would it lead me to know the numbers being chosen?
Yeah, they think that the only thing they know about intuition is like the sort of stereotype of like a psychic pulling numbers from a crystal ball. Like
exactly.
That's the only basis of information they have about it.
Yeah.
Not knowing that they're using their own intuition all the time. They have no idea.
Exactly right. So then when you turn the question to somebody and then they start fumbling it, and then you start to talk about feelings to them, they try to leave really quick. So if you're trying to get rid of them, it's good.
Well, because to that person, talking about intuition is just as scary as talking about feelings. It's like a double header.
Same. Yeah, exactly. Topics. So then they start to get like sweaty, and then they're trying to get out of the room, and you're just like, this is why one of the reasons that, men hate women and like call them witches.
Yes.
Right here.
Exactly. The way they're feeling. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Okay. The other thing is that your intuition has zero capacity to care about pleasing anyone except you. So if you are someone, which I think is everyone.
That's a great point.
Who pleasing other people is important to, your intuition will never lead you down that path. So if that is your motivation for everything, you're going to feel like your intuition, or you're going to feel like you need to second guess it, because you're like, why does my intuition want me to do this thing that's going to upset like 20 people?
Right. And that's why you'll also never actually be happy as a people pleaser. Yeah. As someone who is a grade A, first class people pleaser in remission.
In recovery. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
both of us. Yeah.
That like you think like, oh, I'm going to do all these things and it's going to make everyone around me happy and then I'll be happy. But you never actually are happy because you're acting from a place of fear.
Yeah.
You're acting from a place of ego. You're not acting from a place of intuition, which would lead you to where you are happy.
Exactly. People pleasers, people pleasing from two, in recovery, people pleasers. All that is using control to deal with your fear of rejection and abandonment.
Exactly.
That's it. That's all you're doing.
Right.
You're trying to control the outcome so that somebody doesn't make you feel rejected or abandoned.
Right.
Fraud people do something slightly different. Fraud people will sort of like present a version of themselves that they think is the most acceptable from the person around them. But they're not necessarily trying to please them. They're trying to
self-editing.
Convince them that that's who they are. Okay. But when it comes to abandonment and rejection, we're trying to please them. We're trying to get feedback from them that says,
happy.
We have done the right thing. Gold star for you. We love a gold star.
We do.
Give us a gold star any day of the week and we're happy. Yeah, literally. Okay. So again, if you're trying to, use your intuition to like please your boss at work, that's not, you haven't put it in the right format.
Right.
Okay. You can use it to do, this is the thing that I want to meet. This is how everyone wants to feel. This is how I want to feel. Let me use my intuition to get me to that result. That you can do. But use your intuition to make someone like you. All it's going to do is probably inform you how to manipulate them, which is fine too, but it's not really accomplishing what you're looking for.
Right.
Your ego, however, would have some great information and tips when it comes to pleasing people.
Absolutely.
That's what cares about you being safe.
That's how it keeps you safe, is to keep everyone happy.
Exactly. Your intuition doesn't give a shit. It's like,
no.
Who cares if that person is happy?
It also doesn't care if you're happy. Right, exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So we said this a little bit before, but your intuition doesn't know what's right because it doesn't see things as right or wrong. It sees things as next. Okay? So it's leading you to the next thing. Your intuition, sort of like when we talked about higher self, your intuition senses steps ahead of you that your brain doesn't. And it's not sensing like the exact job you'll end up in. It's sensing what the next feeling you're going to be looking for is, what the next experience you're going to try to pour into the cup.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. That's what it's knowing. Yep. And if it's predicting anything, that's what it's predicting. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're sort of like constantly giving it this feedback, and it's pointing you to where to go to next. And so if you are someone, and this is me, very much so, it's you too, but I think I might be like the captain of this team, where you want to control how, you want to choose the outcome and create some sort of routine that works for your life or something.
Oh yeah.
Your intuition is not going to help you do that. No. That's your ego again.
Correct.
Your ego's like, let's make this comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should consider that. But, when people are like, I use my intuition to figure out which job to do, or to leave my job or to stay. And it told me to leave. And now I don't know what to do. And now I'm unhappy and I think maybe I should have stayed. So my intuition was wrong. And it's like, no, your intuition just showed you what was next.
Right. And then you make the next intuitive choice.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly right. So it's complicated in that way. So I think the majority of what you're going to see here is that like, you're using your intuition in a way that it's not compatible with.
Right.
It doesn't do that. Okay. So sort of along those same lines, how you get somewhere and using your intuition there's like a real complicated element to this here. And I don't want to spend like 45 minutes on it because I easily could. Okay. But when you are using your intuition to manifest, there is, like we're saying, like you can't overly focus on how, but you also can't let that go completely.
Correct.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there is like this complex sort of dance that you have to do with how, like what to do next, like what might that look like? Like you have to consider it.
There's a balance.
Yes, there's a balance, but you can't overly try to control it.
Right.
Okay, like you're the captain of your own life. Like you're the leader of the team. Okay, like you're in charge.
Right.
So you do need to steer the ship. You need to take the next steps. Right. And you need to be coming up with ideas of what they could look like. You just can't get too attached to any of them.
Right. And you can't like micromanage it.
Exactly.
You need to be aware of it. You need to be in charge of it, but you can't be like lost in the weeds of every like piece of minutia that comes up about your life and the details.
Yes, exactly right. And when we're saying you can't be, what we're saying is you will be, and what you want to do is course correct.
Right, exactly.
That's right. It's going to happen. Nobody does this.
Right.
I don't care if you've got like 18 books on manifesting. Nobody does this without getting stuck in that.
Of course,
step.
That's the whole point. It's a part of it.
It's like, ooh, look, I got stuck in the how. And the how is easier. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's something you can actually do. It's like concrete. And most of the stuff your intuition does is very abstract. It's very big picture. It's very like, leap and trust that there's a net below you.
Right.
So I get why you're like doing these like tough things and you're wanting to focus on like, here's exactly how I'm going to make this happen. I get it.
Well, and we also live in like a capitalistic hellscape.
There it is.
we live in a place that has like a lot of very rigid demands on us. There's rent to be paid, there's bills to be paid, there's kids to raise, there's spouses to live with, like there's feelings to be considered, like there are bosses and coworkers and friends and family and political divides. Like there's a million things that are at play. It's like we don't live in this like utopia where we're just sort of all laying out in the grass and like thinking about things and letting intuition come to us and inspire us. Like
that's not real.
Unfortunately, like we live in this society.
We don't have community in the way that we should.
No, and that's matriarchy.
Exactly. Would allow for you to have a little time anyways.
Yes.
To do that.
That would be a part of the community.
Yes. Like, oh, this person needs a new direction. Let's give them a little time buffer to figure this shit out so they don't go hungry.
Correct.
In that 2 weeks they take to like get
to
their
figure
shit
out what
together.
the next job is. Exactly.
Yes,
but
exactly.
But you need health insurance. You have to be employed for that for some stupid reason. Like
100%.
You know.
Yes. So you don't live in a world that supports your intuition working the way it's meant to.
No, you don't.
So you, of course, are going to get stuck in the weeds. It's going to be hard. You're going to do a lot of things that feel like they're missteps or like not moving in the direction you want to move in. And the thing is, like, there's the beautiful thing of hindsight is like all the times I have felt like that, after I get a year or two away from it, I look back and I'm like, no, those were all steps in the right direction.
Exactly.
They just were sucky steps.
Yeah, they weren't
didn't
fun.
Feel good.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. But doesn't mean they were wrong.
They were still leading me right exactly to the place that was next.
Exactly.
So it's like the place I was desiring, I needed to do all those things first. But when you're in it, oh my God.
You're just trying to avoid those yucky feelings. Like you just don't want to suffer all the time. You don't want to hit obstacles. Like,
and you want to know that you're safe. And so it's really, really difficult. So it's very, very complicated. It is, it is an art form and it is personal to you how you do it. You know, like some people are going to make spreadsheets about it and they're me. And some people are going to overanalyze it while they're driving. And that is you.
Right.
Like it's going to be your way and it's going to be your balance, but it's really just important to be aware of what's going on and that the how is very complicated.
Yes.
You can't just let it go and trust fall. That doesn't work either.
No, your ego won't let you do that either. You can try that.
It's not a good idea.
You can try it, but like your ego's gonna be like, hey, you're not safe.
Yeah,
hey, remember this time remember that time back in 82, that thing happened?
That's how people end up in a cult. Do you know what I mean? 100%. They do not listen to that like screeching voice in their head going like
red alert.
No, like that does look like it would feel really good to be surrounded by all those people and
go play volleyball till 3 a.m.
Oh yeah. Joke. What was his name?
Keith. No, not Keith Raniere. No. That's
no, it is Keith Raniere.
Is it Keith Raniere?
It is. Yeah.
From the NXIVM cult. Oh my God, and his headbands. Yikes.
Oh my God.
I need to go back and watch that one. That was terrible, but awesome.
Yeah, it needs to be the right moment. The vow.
Is it the vow?
Yeah. Are you confusing?
I'm like the Scientology one and the vow.
Yeah, the vow is Mark Frizendes or something like that, and the Scientology one is Leah Remini and Mike Rinder.
Well, right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Watch both of them if you haven't seen them. They're both really
I mean, I think they're both worth a rewatch. Yeah. I'd like to ask people this question. You've heard me ask this before. It always hurts people's brains. So I'm going to ask it, but then I'm going to tell you the answer quick because I'm not in front of you. So
I doesn't often do that.
No, I can't manage your reaction.
Exactly.
So it's
or
fine.
Analyze it.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like to ask people when they're telling me that they're second guessing their intuition. I do like to say, like, what's the opposite of second guessing? What would it be what would be the opposite of second guessing your intuition? Doing what?
Just trusting it.
Exactly. It's actually trusting yourself.
Right. Not trusting your intuition. Right.
Trusting yourself.
Yes. Trusting me.
Because when you're saying you're trusting your intuition, you're saying you're trusting yourself.
Right.
That's the same thing. But trusting your intuition and just doing whatever it says are two.
Yes, but also we've also been programmed and taught to think that our intuition is outside of us.
Right.
That it's like not just a part of who we are and how we operate, or that it's like something you can go learn in a class, which you can.
Right.
You can you can build your own skills for intuition, but it's not like something you don't have and then you go get. You've always had it.
It's always
whether or
been
not
there.
it's like how like highly tuned is it? Like
Yes.
how in touch with it are you?
It's your relationship to it.
Right. But like when I
Yes.
say I don't trust my intuition, when I used to say that, it was because I didn't think or I didn't know
Yes.
that
You misunderstood
I am just
it.
intuitive.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Right.
Listen, nobody that has ever asked this question or thought this question in their head has ever been someone who wasn't highly
Correct.
intuitive. It
Right.
is, you don't suffer from this doubt unless you're constantly hearing stuff or feeling stuff or seeing
Right.
stuff, depending on your clairs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things that when people ask it, they're asking it in a way that they're kind of trying to express, like, I'm not intuitive because I second guess it.
Right.
And the actual real answer to that is like, no, you are intuitive
Right.
because you're asking. It's like that question,
Yes.
like, if you consider, am I a narcissist? It's sort of proof that you aren't.
You're not. Exactly. Because a narcissist would never think that.
Exactly.
Right,
So
exactly.
like, it's sort of that same,
Right. Exactly.
goes along those same lines
Yeah.
to me. So yes, it is about trusting that no matter which path you end up deciding after you consult your intuition and your fear and you decide to walk through a door or down a path or whatever
Mhm.
analogy we're using at the moment, whatever imagery, whatever you decide, you will be fine.
Yes.
You'll figure it out.
Right.
Okay? That is different
Mm-hmm.
than saying I never second guess my intuition.
Correct.
But it is also the opposite of second guessing. Because do
Right.
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, you are trusting that you are capable of figuring shit out. Because I don't care how smart you are or how trained you are in stuff or how many levels of shaman
Reiki, you are
Reiki-ness
mastered
you
in,
have.
right.
Yeah. You are going to find yourself
Mm-hmm.
in spots where you feel emotionally unsafe.
Correct.
You're going to.
That's life.
You can't avoid it.
Correct.
So can you manage it? And if you don't feel like the answer is yes,
Mm-hmm.
go get some of those tools.
Well, it's funny you should say that because we're taught that it's something that's outside of us.
Yep.
We feel like it's something that we can just like memorize or
Ooh,
like
yeah.
or it's like the Pythagorean theorem that we can just memorize and like then we just know it and we got it and we're safe. But
Yes.
really and this is why we're like sort of the Debbie Downers of this industry.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Is because what intuition and ego and all this intuitive work really is it's skill building.
Yes.
So it's like those tools you say to go out and get, like you're building skills with that. Like you're learning about your clairs, you're learning about your vows and your blocks, and you're doing the work in therapy or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You're becoming Reiki certified, whatever.
Yes. You're getting your chart read.
Exactly.
All
Like
of
whatever it is, like all of these tools, you're working on your like emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Your like interpersonal skills, critical thinking.
Yes.
All of those are at play with intuition and ego. And so
Yes.
like you're actually just building skills so that when these things happen, when you're making these choices, that's what helps you trust your intuition or trust yourself, is that you're like, oh no, I've got this. And if I don't,
I'll figure it
I
out.
have this whole toolbox of things that I can like put into play to like get myself to safety.
So well put, because it's not, there's this competition in our industry.
Mm.
No one talks about it, but look at us. Here we are. We talk about all of it, right? Where you go into some sort of class or workshop or seminar or whatever you're doing, and there is a competition in the room for who is the most intuitive. It's not spoken usually, but it is out there and people are competing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as a studier of human behavior, who is also petrified of being identified as the most intuitive in the room, like this is a unique perspective I have of it.
Yes.
Because I probably am.
You are, definitely.
But I don't want the title.
Correct.
Ever.
Which is rare.
Right. So I'm like watching it like this.
Mm-hmm.
But, saying I probably am, I probably know the most about intuition in the room. There is no one person who is the most intuitive. That doesn't make sense because the way that my intuition works and the way that your intuition works are very different. And they are supposed to be different because they support your purpose, which, like we've said many times, is the energy you give off, right? That's supposed to contribute to the world in some way. So there's no person who's more intuitive. Mm-hmm. There are people who are way more intuitive when it comes to communicating with spirit.
Mhm.
There are people who are way more intuitive when it comes to picking up the emotion of a person in the room. There are people, I've met them, who can look at you and know exactly what you're deficient in or what's wrong with your body. These are all
That's a good one.
intuitive things,
Yeah.
but there is no most intuitive. Just like there's no most intelligent. In what?
Well, right, exactly, because like my intuition is going to be better than yours at certain things. Yours is better than mine
Yes.
at other things. Like they're just different skills that we use for different things.
Exactly. So to build on what you're saying about the skill building, in addition to being part of your design,
Mhm.
it's also like a muscle.
Yes.
Okay? So, for example, there was a time in my life where I pulled tarot cards every day.
Mm.
And I read a little spread.
Mhm.
And because I'm intuitive, it was great and I loved it. And then it didn't speak to me for a little
Mhm.
while. And I still love it.
Yeah.
I'll grab one for now and then, but I didn't
Right.
do it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay? And so when I went to like grab a few tarot cards after not doing it a lot, I was like rusty.
Yeah.
That does not mean
That you're not intuitive.
yes.
Right.
It means that, oh, I haven't used this particular muscle as often.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it is so
You're out of
particular to
practice.
your life. If you
Right.
are a intuitive person who is also like a therapist,
Mhm.
the muscles of your intuition that are, tapping into what people are feeling and what they need and sort of like those are so strong.
Yeah.
But then
Because
when
you're using them every day.
yeah, but there
Right.
might be other ones that aren't. That's
Right.
that's how it goes. So
Yes.
it's the same with any sort of like talent or
Mhm.
gift or skill, really.
Yeah.
Do you use it a lot? Cool. You
Right.
probably have
Skilled.
it strong. Yeah,
Right, exactly.
but it doesn't mean you're more or less.
Exactly.
Those are the wrong words and those don't make sense. So it's like you're trusting that whatever you are, whenever you're in this moment where things are hard and you don't feel the way you want to feel,
Mhm.
that whatever that deficiency is in your life, like whatever you need to learn, whatever you need to know, whoever you need to call in, that's what you're trusting you can do.
Right.
Okay? And that's what you've done your whole entire life.
Yes.
That's all you're trusting.
Right.
Okay? And if you can't, that you turn to someone and say, oh my God, what's going on? And they tell you,
Right.
or they point you in a direction.
Right.
Like that's what you're trusting.
Mhm.
You're gonna fuck up
Right.
a lot.
Yep.
What do you do about it? That's really the whole thing.
Right.
Okay. I feel like I wanted to talk about that for 8 hours.
Agree. Well, yeah, no, I could have kept going.
Okay. I'm going to tell you one more,
Okay.
and then I think we'll cap it here, give the
Okay.
people a brain break, and come back next week with more. I feel like we're
Okay.
hammering them with
Yeah.
big things. So trusting yourself is not believing you're always going to be right. We've established this.
Mhm.
But you can't just accept that. You have to now reframe
Mhm.
what you mean trusting yourself will lead you to.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and what is the role of being right and feeling safe? How are those things connected in your life?
Mhm.
So I'll tell you myself. The idea of me bringing my energy anywhere,
Mhm.
I'm automatically, because I think I'm too much, see our episode on too much or not enough, I'm automatically worried that I am going to bulldoze people in the room.
Mhm.
I know, even if I speak in a quiet voice and wear like, I don't know, a outfit that blends with the wall, I'm going to still be disruptive. It's just my nature. I can't, I can embrace it or I can try to avoid it. Those are my choices. I try
Right.
to embrace it. I don't get it right every
Right.
time, but okay.
Mhm.
So if I feel like when I'm coming into this room, I'm going to say something and it's going to be intense, even if I mean it to be soft. If that energy comes out of me and it's wrong, I believe somewhere deep in my gut that that's dangerous.
Mhm.
Okay? That now everyone in the room will hate me.
Mhm.
Okay. Now this is not true because I also know that I've been in those situations where I've said something that was not correct.
Mhm.
And someone's gone, actually this. And I've gone, oh yeah. And
But
of
you
course
survived.
correct it.
Right.
Because I'm not so I'm not so fragile that I can't manage that moment.
Right.
But my ego thinks I am somewhere.
Yes, it has information when
Yeah.
you couldn't handle
Yeah.
it.
I'm sure there was times in my childhood, I can't think of any of them, but where I was like, this is right.
Right.
Because I'm passionate about stuff. Like, so are you, right? Like, so I get fired up about things.
Right.
everything comes out of me intensely. I can't help it, you know?
Mhm.
So it's like, that's going to happen. So I do believe that being in that situation and being wrong is a bit unsafe.
Mhm.
So I have to be careful not to try to talk in a way that I'm convincing people I'm right.
Mhm.
I just have to convince them that I care.
Mhm.
I believe like this and I feel really passionate about it, but I actually have a lot of space to hear what you have to say,
Right.
even if it's opposing, which is like a kind of a cool thing about me.
Yeah.
So it's just shifting to not being seen as needing to be right or presenting my information as being right,
Mhm.
but instead presenting it as like passionate and well informed and
Mhm.
well researched.
Yeah.
That's what ends up happening, and that's my ego and my intuition working together. Right? How do you feel about the idea of being right and safe or wrong and unsafe?
I don't know. I mean, when you talk about like me going into a room, like I have similar fears as you, but they're motivated by different things. Like I worry when I go into a room that I'm also going to be too much.
Right.
Sometimes not enough, but often too much. But it's not because I'm going to steamroll people.
Okay.
It's that I think that somewhere along the line I realized that I am that like revealer that we talked about in an episode, that like I almost like bring too much to the surface for people.
Yeah.
And
which is its own kind of disruption, really.
Yeah, like I make people feel too much.
Yeah.
And then
trigger that.
And then me showing that I feel a lot about things. Where like I was taught that I was supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Not problematic, like just like go along with everything. Mm-hmm. Don't be a pain. And so for me to feel like really excited about something, and if I'm seen as wrong, if that thing that I'm excited about I'm wrong about, then it enforces the idea that like you should have just shut up. Right. You should have just remained invisible. It was the better choice to be the unproblematic wallflower.
Being quiet was better.
Yeah. Right. I think that I have always admired, in this strange way, the people who can be in a room and be a wallflower. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds strange because, listen, it's not like I ever found myself, like, there's a kind of person who enters a room that everyone looks at, like, that everyone loves automatically, that I think would be ideal. Mm-hmm. That seems great. Mm-hmm. I don't have that. Neither do you. We piss everyone off just by breathing, right? Like, that's our lot in life. We've accepted it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's also the people who can just, I think my husband is this way, where he can just be there and just sort of automatically be kind of liked, but sort of also just be in the background if he wants to be.
If he wants.
Yeah, and like be just this casual observer. And as someone who loves to observe people, I think that's like a cool trait, but I've never mastered it. So I think, not that I should, but do you know what I mean? I think that I sort of feel like I exist in the middle of those two things. Mm-hmm. And so like that almost feels like I've already messed up. Like I've already done something wrong, quote unquote, because I just am like too much. So now to be wrong loudly or to say something incorrect or to say something that might inadvertently hurt someone's feelings. Right. That feels very, very unsafe because I feel like I'm already doing something incorrectly. I'm not the quiet, ladylike little girl that I think I'm supposed to be. Right.
Yeah. I feel the same way. It's like, why do you care so much? Like, why am I so fired up about this? But like, that's the best part of me.
Exactly.
That's what people like about me. And that's like, that's like what people utilize about me in my job. Like, is like how passionate I am about certain things. Yes. But it's also like such a trigger for people when it's not something that they agree with. But like, I often am like, why are you, like, my baseline is fired up. It's just how I don't feel like neutrally about a lot of things. I don't sit peripherally like on a lot of subjects.
No.
I just don't. And that would be cooler maybe. But it's not who I am.
But don't you think like that's part of being highly intuitive is that you feel feelings so much deeper, good ones and bad ones, and you're just passionate about everything. You can't help it. That's your design. Yeah. That's why you can pick up on so many things. Right. So it's sort of like people love to celebrate that when it's like a real advantage to them. Mm-hmm. But as soon as it sort of makes them question themselves, they get a little upset.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to take it all, because
Right.
I'm passionate about the things that you like me to be passionate about, that make me good at, hiring me for something or doing this thing for you. But like, then you can't get mad that like I'm talking about you, post a lot of things on social media about my political beliefs.
Right, but that's the part of like trusting yourself and trusting your intuition, is knowing that even like despite those feelings. So like that's a perfect example, is that like even as skilled as you and I are on things like this, we still feel those moments of like, why are you like this? Why did you do this? Why can't you calm down a little bit? But it's like it's the trust that we have in ourselves that we can feel those feelings, feel those fears, and then be like, nope.
Yeah.
Like I actually trust.
Yeah.
That like I'm doing what's authentic and genuine to me.
Yes.
And like what my intuition is leading me to do. I trust that my voice is this loud for a reason. I trust that I have these feelings for a reason.
And not because I think that I'm better than you or that my way or my thoughts are better than your thoughts. It's because I've learned that to keep myself actually safe, and that when I lay my head down at night and think about myself and my own conscious.
Correct.
Or I have to be that person all the time to feel okay. That's what my new safety is.
Exactly.
So that's integrity. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get it wrong sometimes and all of that. But at the end of the day, that's sort of like the compass.
Exactly.
Instead of just you liking me.
Exactly.
Because I've also learned that no matter what I do, at some point you're not going to like me.
Someone's going to be upset.
Yeah.
That's just life.
Yeah, exactly. Well, on that note, should we take a little break?
Yeah, we'll come back.
And we'll come back next week with some more on second guessing your gut.
Perfect.
Join us next week when we continue chatting about this topic.
Hey everyone, Heather and I have an ask for you. If you love this episode or if you love the IGG, can you do us a favor? We need you to go onto whatever platform you listen on and download, subscribe, like, love, whatever it's asking you to do. Can you go do those things for us on the platforms that you listen on? It would mean so much to us.
Thanks for listening to our episode. For a way to get in touch with us, please visit our website, intuitivegirlsguide.com. We love hearing your feedback on our episodes.